You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. The second stage of the KC Cup concluded and today I will talk about my experience, the deck I used and also I will show you some replays I gathered. So how did I perform? I would say I did relatively good since I easily got top 500 in Europe and as you can see my global rank is 3503rd with a total of 24,584 DP. To be honest I could have done way better, but I got lazy on the weekend and I was fine with just the top 500 regional rank. Now for the more in-depth stats, I played a total of 76 duels. Majority of those duels were on the first day where I started 6 out of 6 and gathered a total of 15,000 DP at the end of Friday. Then on the second day I got to 20,000 DP, which was pretty much my goal and the first time I get so many points. And then the last day I played just 4 duels, I won them all and got to the final amount of DP you can see on your screen. And then afterwards I stopped playing and was just monitoring the top 500 mark to be sure I'll make it in. There was not really a point playing on the last day cause I did not want to get tilted and drop all the way down. My win rate was 64% as you can see, which is fine, but avoiding some misplays I could have done better. It was a fun experience and I got regional representative qualifiers eligibility playing a deck I really enjoy, 6 Samurai. So let's talk about my deck and the matchups I had in the KC Cup. This is my deck, I'm using Yugi Muto and the tie that binds, and I believe it is a pretty standard 6 Samurai build with some limitations because I'm free to play and some tech choices as well. So let's go over the cards. 2 Kizan, 1 Sphere Kuribo, 2 NEC, 3 Fuma, 3 Legendary Secret, 2 6 Samurai United, 2 Enemy Controller, 3 Dojo and 2 Dual Wield, along with the extra deck of 2 Cien, 2 Armades and 1 Gigantic Castle. So the techs are pretty much Gigantic Castle, Sphere Kuribo, 2 Enemy Controller and 2 Dual Wield, in my opinion, maybe even the second Armades, someone can say. So let's start with Kuribo. I knew I was going to play against a lot of 6 Samurai decks, so a lot of mirror matches, and Kuribo is amazingly good in the mirror match. It won me so many matches, and I started the cup actually using 2 Sphere Kuribo, 1 Enemy Controller, but in the process, especially after 12,000 DP, I started facing a lot of Ancient Gears. So I changed the ratio around and played 1 Kuribo, 2 Enemy Controller. It is funny that almost every Ancient Gear matchup I had, I started with Sphere Kuribo in my opening hand, which was super annoying, but I could not cut it just because it was that important in the mirror match. Now, with 2 Enemy Controller in the Ancient Gear matchup, Kuribo was less of a dead card, because in one duel for example, it helped me go for lethal just because I had to summon Kuribo and then I econ take Reactor Dragon that the opponent had and went for game. So that was super important. Then let's go to Dual Wield. Now I am still torn about Dual Wield even after using it, because it is either a super helpful card or it can be a dead card or a card that you don't really need to win. So I'm not a huge fan and I would say it is not by any means a core card for 6 Samurais, but it is a good card, although at the moment I would say kind of overrated by the community. Then I have Gigantic Castle to synchro summon with Lava Golem and go over Reactor Dragon, and 2 Armades, because someone may be thinking why 2 Armades, because against Burn it is super important to have Armades, and if I summon one and it gets flat gated or maybe they Lava Golem it off the field, I want to have a backup and play another if I'm able to. So let's go to the replays so I can talk more about the matchups I faced. I believe it is common knowledge that 6 Samurai were the most popular deck in the cup. It seems like not the best though, because they did not have a top 5 global ranking. Now, it is the deck I faced the most. Kuribo helped me a lot, and there is a myth for the 6 Sam mirror that if you go first you win. It's not like that. There was a lot of times that I wanted to go second because I had a better opening hand for second, especially if my opponent did not Cien first turn. So it's not necessarily who goes first, sometimes is who can go Cien first or who has Fear Kuribo. As you saw here, it helped me survive and then win the duel in the long run. Kuribo super important in the mirror match. Now, dual wield also helped in the mirror, but mainly this play right here, the double dual wield play. One gets negated by CN of course, and the other one gets activated. That was more important to me than playing a single dual wield. So if I didn't have that play available, sometimes in the mirror dual wield was useless. So I get the first victory. Let's transition to the next duel. After 6 sums, my second most frequent matchup was We Will Burn. A lot of burn in the second stage. It makes sense because people wanted to tilt 6 samurai users, as myself, with lava golems, Cypher Soldier and different tilty flip effect monsters. After We Will Burn, I would say I played against Ancient Years a lot as well, and Ancient Years all of a sudden have become underrated. For some reason they are still a really good deck. They didn't die off just because 6 sums came into play. If they summon 2 reactor dragons fast, you are in big trouble as a 6 samurai player, especially if you don't either have enemy controller or dual wield, or maybe treacherous if you're playing that. After Ancient Years, and the last deck I can probably identify was a hybrid between Cypher Soldier and Koaki Miru, with Isuzu using either Sealed Tombs or actually using No Mortal Can Resist to tilt my graveyard out of Fuma so I cannot obviously protect my CN if they play Maximus. Now, a lot of these players actually had Maximus first turn, which was annoying, and other than this deck, I found some hazes here and there, but nothing crazy. They either won immediately or just couldn't do anything. Especially if you econ take their special summoned monster, they most of the time surrendered. This guy right here was an interesting matchup because I did not even summon CN. I only summoned Armades just because I did not want to get tilted by Fuma. As you can see here, he had Fuma once again and he surrendered because he didn't have enough resources, but that was a nice duel. That shows that Armades is important in the mirror as well, and not only against Burn. So that was my experience from the second stage of the KC Cup. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content like this. Of course, tell me in the comments down below how did you perform in the second stage and where did you end up in the final global rankings. Don't forget to also join my Discord, the link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, see you in the next one.